What if reality isn't as stable as you think? What if the world you remember isn't the world you live in? Tonight, we peel back the curtain on a theory that sits at the crossroads of real science and deep unease. Could experiments at CERN be connected to the Mandela effect?
The Mandela effect isn't just about misremembering. It's about millions of people remembering the same history, an history that doesn't exist in this reality. The name comes from one of the most haunting examples. Thousands of people swore they had seen news coverage of Nelson Mandela's death in prison in the 1980s. They remembered the funeral, world leaders mourning, even discussions in school about the tragedy. Yet in our documented history, Mandela lived until 2013. This wasn't just a single mistake. It was a collective memory of a world that, officially, never happened. And it wasn't a last. From children's books to corporate logos to Hollywood's most quoted lines, the Mandela effect reveals fractures between what people know to be true and what history insists has always been true. Psychologists say it's memory error, our brains filling in blanks, reconstructing details and spreading mistakes like wildfire through culture. But here's the problem. When millions of people on opposite sides of the world misremember the same specific details at the same time, coincidence starts to feel inadequate. That's why some turn to physics for answers. The Mandela effect may be evidence of parallel realities bleeding together. In this view, every decision, every quantum event branches into multiple timelines. Normally, we stay anchored to one, but sometimes DLs slip through. You remember the cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom logo because, in another reality, it was there. This theory echoes the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, the unsettling idea that reality is constantly splitting into countless versions. To most physicists, it's a thought experiment, but for those haunted by the Mandela effect, it explains why so many of us feel like we've lived in a world that no longer exists. And that's where the story takes a darker turn. If our memories are fragments of parallel timelines, then something must be causing those timelines to overlap. Something powerful enough to bend the rules of reality itself. And that brings us to CERN, the world's largest and most powerful particle collider, the very machine designed to probe the building blocks of existence, and perhaps in the process disturb the fabric of reality itself. Some of the most cited examples of the Mandela effect continue to haunt people worldwide. For example, Berenstain Bears. Many recall the beloved children's series spelt Berenstain with an ein. Yet in every book the spelling has always been Berenstain. That subtle difference is enough to make readers question their memory of childhood. Monopoly Man. Millions swear he wore a monocle, tipping it with a sly grin. But look closely, there has never been a monocle. The memory feels so vivid that the realisation it's wrong can send a shiver down your spine. Fruit of the Loom logo. Many insist there was a cornucopia behind the fruit, but it has never had one. People can picture the curve of the cornucopia, yet reality contradicts it. Pikachu. Fans recall a black tip at the end of Pikachu's tile, yet it has always been entirely yellow. This small detail has sparked heated debates online. Snow White. The Wicked Queen's line is remembered as Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. The actual line is Magic Mirror on the Wall. Hearing the real line can feel like a minor betrayal of childhood memory. Star Wars. Darth Vader is remembered saying, "Luke, I am your father." But he actually says, "No, I am your father." Even hearing it correctly in context can feel disorientating. Kit Kat logo. Many remember a dash, Kit Kat, but the logo has never had one. People remember seeing it on vending machines, wrappers and ads, yet every record contradicts them. Ford logo. Some recall a distinctive loop in the F or D that doesn't exist in the current design. Noticing its absence can feel like looking at an alternate timeline. Disney movies. Beyond Snow White, countless lines are misremembered. In The Lion King, minor dialogue differences create the same eerie sensation, small fragments of memory that refuse to match reality. These examples may seem trivial, yet they carry a strange power. They are small, familiar, and universal, and yet reality insists they've always been different. That is the essence of the Mandela effect, the unsettling feeling that reality itself might not be as fixed as we believe.
CERN, the European Organisation for Nuclear Research, operates the Large Hadron Collider, a 27-kilometre ring buried deep underground near Geneva. Protons are accelerated to near light speed and smashed together to reveal the universe's fundamental components. In 2012, the ATLAS and CMS experiments observed a particle consistent with the Higgs boson, confirming a cornerstone of the Standard Model. This particle is thought to give mass to everything in the universe, a discovery so profound it reshaped physics. But CERN doesn't stop there. It investigates dark matter, antimatter, extra dimensions, and the possibility of microscopic black holes. These are extreme experiments at the edges of known science, testing conditions that haven't existed since the first moments after the Big Bang. CERN is also pioneering quantum technologies. Ultra-precise timing systems and optical fibre networks track particles to trillionths of a second. The Alpha experiment traps anti-hydrogen to measure how antimatter behaves in gravity. These are delicate, almost impossible measurements, pushing physics to the edge where reality itself begins to blur. Some theorists speculate that these high-energy collisions and precise quantum experiments could, in theory, produce subtle shifts in the fabric of space-time. While there's no evidence this causes parallel realities to overlap, it's enough to feed public imagination, especially when paired with the Mandela effect. Outside CERN stands a gilded statue of Shiva the Destroyer, a cosmic dancer symbolising creation and destruction. CERN says it celebrates India's contribution to particle physics, but the image is unsettling. A deity presiding over the creation and destruction of matter, watching experiments that manipulate the universe at its smallest scales. CERN has also been surrounded by viral stories and conspiracy videos, flickering lights in tunnels, unexplained glitches, and staged clips implying secret rituals. While these are almost certainly hoaxes, they amplify public fear. The combination of advanced science, secrecy, and symbolism transforms CERN into a mythical place, a laboratory at the edge of reality itself.
Many note to timing. The first reports of the Mandela effect coincided with the LHC startup in 2008. When it reached full power in 2012, anomalies online surged, unusual collective misrememberings across the globe. Could these experiments at the edge of physics, smashing particles, testing antimatter, measuring time with trillionth of a second precision, have nudged reality in ways we cannot yet understand? Some theorists suggest that tiny fluctuations at the quantum level could ripple outward, subtly overlapping parallel realities and leaving fragments in human memory. While mainstream science dismisses these ideas as fantasy, the coincidence remains chilling. The largest particle collider on Earth, probing the fundamental fabric of existence and collective memories that refuse to align with documented reality.
Physicists insist the Mandela effect is simply faulty memory and that CERN is safe. But millions of people experiencing the same impossible memories suggest something else is at play, whether psychological, cultural, or something we do not yet understand. Perhaps our unease is the only memory that survived the last shift. Is CERN rewriting reality?
Scientifically, no evidence supports that claim, but the lab probes the edges of existence, quantum, antimatter, time itself. And at those edges, reality can feel fragile. Whether the Mandela effect is memory, culture, or something stranger, it shows how we perceive reality and how easily it can shift.
So, what do you think? Are the experiments at CERN responsible for weird glitches in reality that we've come to know as the Mandela effect? Or are millions of people all having the same shared and false memories? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, please smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for plenty more content like this. Thanks for watching. See you next time.